Hey, looks like we made it. Let me see. I have another message. Hang on, folks. If it looks like broadcast was lead on Facebook, try creating a new broadcaster. Just okay. Hey, obviously we didn't make it at 11. At 11 o'clock, boy, we had some things to show up in this way of communicating, technical challenges. I can't even get the words out. And I mean, I got to give it to our guests and my support team. Boy, they hung in there and we dug it out, figured out what was going on. Don't know what, but we're here today. And so if you catch the recording, we really appreciate, you coming back and hanging in there with us. And if you're able to get back on here live, boy, you folks are really troopers for us, boy, because, I know we're 45 minutes past our mark. And so, we thank you for being patient. We thank you for supporting us. We thank you for helping us show up and deliver what we feel is an important message, right? Conversations with Geoff, the whole mission is around, not just from me, but other colleagues and friends, is to empower, encourage, and inspire people to look into the conversations that they're having with themselves, about themselves, right? In health, in relationships, in business, and finances, right? And family, right? And starting to take a look at how they can view those things differently, becoming aware of when they fall off and get back into that negative thinking, that stinking thinking that kind of creates a whole nother perspective in life that we want people to avoid. Because guess what? The world's crazy. Ooh, pick a category, right? Inflation, war, job security, which is never really a thing anyway. But anyway, I'll stay. In health, what about our health and our children in school? So there's a lot of stuff. But we want you to know you can come in here in this community and have some dialogue, because this is not a monologue. It's just not one way. It's a dialogue, folks. And you communicate with us in the chat. You share this link, you like it, and you subscribe to it, and you pass it on to your friends. Because I'll tell you, there's no better time than now to get connected with people like our guest who's been hanging out here for the last 30 days, right? And this is the fourth session that we're going to bring to you in just a moment. But I wanted to just, ask you to think about the state of gratitude and the power in gratitude. And you say, well, why gratitude? I don't know what else is easier to shift your state when you're in that space and you just don't know what to do, man. And it's always worked for me to just start thinking about the things and saying out loud what you're grateful for, and say it out loud until your shift. It comes. It really does. And write it down, right? Had a whole lot we were going to talk about before I brought Terri on, but I'm just going to condense it. So work with me here just another minute or two, please, because this message is important. And and what we've been talking about over the last 3 weeks, and this week included, is about taking a shift in the path you're doing, right? The path you're following. You're going to, in order to embrace some of these things that we've talked about, especially what she's got for you today, man. I mean, you got to get to that inspire, right? But it's going to take you along a path of discomfort. We all know what that path of discomfort is. That means we're talking about eating healthy, and that if you're going to make some changes, and you're going to have to give up some things. And I see my cookies waving at me saying bye-bye, and my cake waving at me saying bye-bye. But I know that's not going to be a comfortable feeling right away, right? But that's that path of discomfort. And then when but here's the thing. We can either stop in the path of discomfort, but what happens when we stop, we either stay where we are or we go backwards, right? So we don't want you to stay where you are, and we don't want you to go backwards, right? I mean, because the other side, listen to me, and I'm going to really just narrow it down and get to where we want to talk to Terri about. But the other side of the discomfort, I know you all know what I'm about to say. Whole new possibilities are become available. So I challenge you to hang in there with us, take little steps, and remember, on the other side of the discomfort, the possibilities are there. And for me, that means I can get up and run around with my grandson and granddaughters and hang out with them as long as I want to and not go home and collapse at the end of the day, right? So anyway, think about that. Think about that. And ladies and gentlemen, guess what? We've got our guest here one more time, and she's going to lay out some really cool things and some things that you can take away from moving forward. So with no further ado, you all know who she is. She's coming out of Las Vegas. She is the Raw Queen, among other things, you know, and 7 days to healthy living. Ladies and gentlemen, let me bring to our stage my friend, Terri Liggins. Hope this works out, baby. Hey, Terri, we good?
We're good. Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you. Yes.
And I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Yay.
Persistence always pays off. Man.
I tell you, it's not just the millennials who know how to get past these
That's it.
problems. Although a millennial would have, just so you know, they would have figured this out like.
Oh yeah, it would have been done in 30 seconds, right? I mean, you would have been on.
Yep. No worries, though. No worries.
So
we persisted.
That's right. So thank you for that. I mean, I know we're way off target time-wise, and so most people will catch the recording. So when you do that, push in hashtag recording. Let us know who you are and where you're from. So, but Terri, let's get to it, my friend. I mean, you know, I didn't do the recap, but you know, we went through week 1 on salads, week 2 on some things people could do. They can go to their cabinet and read the ingredients of everything they have in there, right? Throw away the stuff that they can't pronounce, which will be 99% of what's in there.
Yep.
And then last week you talked about B12, and you know, that's something that my wife is taking, and she was like, yeah, okay. She sees it and had stopped taking it because she felt like it may have had some reaction, but she's been taking it and not anything going on. So thank you for that. And it had some, you know, she was appreciative of the reminder of that, you know, so I'm sure she's not the only one. So what do we got going on for this week, 4th and final week? What can we get into now, Terri, and help these folks out? What do you got going on?
Yeah, well, the 7 principles of optimal health.
Uh-oh.
And yeah, so that is it. I mean, those are the basics. Those are the basics that can get you started on this path.
Mm.
You may not know all of the recipes right away, all of the things that there are to know to get rid of a disease right away in 7 days, or lower your blood pressure in 5 days, but you can start somewhere.
Yes.
Right? And you can start by concentrating on these things that I'm going to get right now.
Cool.
And, let's see. All righty. So, and they're in no particular order that I'm giving them to you now, although you can probably personalize it and figure out on your own what item you need to focus on more. Okay.
Gotcha.
So in this whole thing, even with the nutrition, even with the especially with the detoxing, it's really kind of hard to give a one size fits all answer or solution to these things.
Sure.
Because you know we're so very unique, and so our journey is going to be unique. So as I tell these things to you, just you yourself put a rating to it. Okay, let's do it like that. On a scale of 1 to 5.
All right. Got
it. With 5 being the 5 stars, meaning you got it all together. All right. And 1 star meaning you need some help. You need to figure out how to do this.
Got it.
So, okay. When it comes to nutrition, because that's what we've been talking about all along. So I'll just put that out there. Nutrition is one of the principles to optimal health. And so I don't need to, go into that into detail since we have been talking about it over the past 3 weeks. So So put a star or 5 stars or any, amount in between where you fall in that. Meditation. Oh my gosh, it is so very important to have a personal spiritual journey in everything that you do.
Yeah.
Whomever you pray to, whoever is your God, your source, that is so key. You can't just, put it off to the side, that part of your life. You can't put it off to the side and expect everything else in your life to run smoothly.
Yeah.
So keeping a good meditative life, spiritual lifestyle is key in optimal health. Especially in times where things are rough and going downhill health wise. We know prayer does it all, along with action. Let's see, proper breathing. That is something that most people don't ever think about. We have to learn how to breathe right. Now, those who have ever done any scuba diving, in training where you're going underwater for any length of time, you do learn how to breathe so that you can last underwater.
Yeah.
I don't know, 5 minutes. That's a lot,
That's a long time.
Long time. But I'm sure there's some Navy SEAL officers out there who can do that. For the rest of us, probably 30 seconds. We're like, if you don't know how to swim, 30 seconds is your limit. That's it. But yeah, breathing is so important. Why? Because you can go to a doctor and your blood pressure level could be okay, but then in that doctor appointment, they could show that your levels are high. And then they could start, they could, advise some medication or something to help lower your blood pressure when really it was just anxiety being there at the doctor's, anxiety about what report may come back. And that is a known fact through studies. They have shown that a person's blood pressure rises in those incidences. But guess what? You can control it with breathing, deep breathing. There's a method where you inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you stay up here 1, 2, 3, 4, and then let it out 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you stay there for 4 counts, and then do the same thing. So just picture a box.
Yeah.
Okay. Inhale 4 seconds, and then hold it for those 4, and then exhale for 4 seconds, and then hold it for 4. So even if you just have to draw a box in the air while you do it, but just practice that all the time so that when you have situations where high anxiety, wants to set in, you already know the practice of how to mellow and how to get it all back in order.
No, that's good. If I could say something too about the doctor's visit, right? I mean, it's true. Every time I go, my blood pressure is high and normal, but by the end of it, they'll check it again. And I'm usually 120/80, not to brag, but I've been blessed with just some good blood pressure, right? And so anybody out there that hears this later on, I mean, it's really true. And I like the box thing because it's, golly, we don't want to go to the doctors and get put on medicine when we don't need it.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
I love it.
They will do it. They will do that. They'll put you on that medicine right away.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead though. I mean, I just
No, that's fine. Let's see. Hydration. Let's see. I'm gonna leave that. I'll come back to hydration. But detoxification. Okay. Detoxification is one that, like I mentioned, it is so personalized. It is so different from one person to another. I may have mentioned about because I think at one of our early shows, I was in the middle of a detox at that time.
Yes, yeah, 21 days. Yep.
Yeah, 21 days. Yeah. And so, some people may only be able to do 7, and that's great. Some 14, some can go 40.
Wow.
And beyond. Yes. So the stages of it are different, but there's so many. I think I may have shared the one that I do where I start 48 hours with water only,
Mhm.
and that's to shock your system there, and then I go into a parasite cleanse where you get they have supplements for parasite cleansing. That's what it's called, parasite cleansing. And Cascara Sagrada, that is a popular one for parasite cleanse. And because especially if you have pets in the house, you better be detoxing. You love
Yeah.
those pets, but they have parasites. No
Yes.
matter how clean you keep your pet, they have parasites, especially if they go outside for any length of time. And so just different stages, the parasite cleansing, getting those toxins out through chelation, and then cleansing the liver separate, cleansing the spleen separate, the gallbladder. Is just so many different kinds out there.
Yeah.
Is what you need to do for optimal health. If you've never detoxed before, you got 30 years of stuff living up there in your colon. It's not healthy. You can't expect to live a long, healthy life with a dirty colon. That's like thinking you're going to keep driving your car and never cleaning out that air filter, never changing that oil. Can you imagine how that oil would be all gunked up? Your car's not going to last long. Same is going on inside with your body. You got to clean it. And so what did we cover? We covered nutrition, meditation, and
breathing, and detoxification. Before you leave that one, though, I got a question for you.
Sure.
Can you just drop like a little simple something that we could kind of do in terms of detox? That someone can do as an experiment to kind of, something easy to do, maybe that you try and anything. Think about that as we go along. I was listening to you and give the car example, man. And everybody that owns a car knows, like you said, oil. That's perfect.
Yeah.
And so that would be good. So think about that one if you would.
Okay. So we'll end on that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So those are 4. Let's see. Exercise. Yay. Boo. No one likes that. Who likes to exercise? So I don't even like to call it exercise. I just say moving.
Yes.
Just keep moving all the time. Studies show that when you live a sedentary lifestyle, that's equivalent to smoking a pack of cigarettes a day.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Wow.
Yeah. So if you have a job where you're glued to that computer all the time, you gotta get up, take breaks often. Yes. I know in my profession of writing, oh my gosh, when I'm working on a large project, I am on that computer way too long.
Yeah.
And my ankles will start swelling.
Wow.
That's showing poor circulation. And that means I did not get up often enough to walk around. So if you have to set an alarm on your cell phone or something to remind you, to maybe every hour, let it ding and that's the time to get up and walk around.
If I could add to that too, just the energy shift, right? I mean, the longer we sit, our energy kind of dwindles a little bit, right? And energy is a habit. Anyhow, it's learned. So just, we should talk about that whole subject, around that, because that would be really helpful. Because a lot of people are at the computer all day,
Definitely.
Yeah, cool.
And there's things you can do even while sitting. You can get like under my desk right now. I'm in a different room this time from previous sessions, but under my desk is a pedal thing. Right? So you can be doing that like you're on an exercise bike. You can be doing that. When I worked outside of the home, I actually ordered from Amazon. I ordered and I had at my desk at work it was called a sit-in cycle. So I had and it had a tray there for my laptop and my keyboard. It was a laptop. did I have I think I had a desktop at that job. But anyway, the laptop, yeah, so it was just my keyboard that was on that tray. And then I was cycling. I also had, and the company themselves had this, they had portable treadmills for us.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
and so I was on a treadmill a large portion of the time as well. Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
but just
Stand.
yeah, the only thing is when you're talking to coworkers or clients on the phone, you have to kind of go at a very slow pace. Like, what are you doing?
What's that?
So,
Yeah.
but just being in motion, boy, did that ever help. That helps. So
Mhm.
working from home, I felt the difference, and the
Yeah,
difference showed in my swollen ankles. And I'm like,
yeah,
yikes. So
yeah.
you just have to keep in motion. Got to keep
Or
in
even
motion.
invest in the stand-up desk, right? I mean, I have one, man. It's fabulous. I think you're
Yep,
doing one now, right?
you're
I
right.
mean,
I'm at a
yeah,
stand-up desk right now,
yeah,
a riser they call it, and so
yep,
I can raise it all the way up a little higher. I can put
yeah,
it down some. Just
yeah.
yeah, and I do that at times too. When actually when I'm hosting a workshop, a
Hmm.
book writing workshop, since we can't do it in person, or during the last 2.5 years, I had not been able to do it in person, and so I would always stand during that workshop because you just project better and
Yeah.
everything when you're and you just have more energy. So if I'm leading the workshop and I'm sitting down, I would probably be tired by the end of the day. But standing makes a difference. So yeah. But also
And-
because this desktop, the camera is different than my laptop. That's why I said, oh, I better raise my stand
You
up.
want to be looking up over your desk, right? And and it's interesting, Terry, when we talk about energy. Studies have proven that those of us that have a higher energy level when we go into a project of learning, we retain 3 or 10 times more than someone that goes in, sits down. It's crazy.
And that's simply because of the oxygen in your brain.
Yeah, yeah.
When you're breathing, that brings in the oxygen that you need.
Hmm. Yeah.
When you are drinking H2O,
Hmm.
what does the O stand for? Oxygen.
Oxygen. Yeah.
So that's also bringing in energy. So, and when you yawn, most people think that someone's yawning because they're sleepy, and that's not really the case.
Hmm.
Yawning just means your body is lacking oxygen. It's a sign the body is just so smart. It's just so
Mm.
smart. It does so much to help us out.
Wow.
It's telling you you're yawning. It's telling you, oh, you're low on oxygen. You're low on oxygen. What can you do? And so it may give you the same. You may react the same way as though you're tired. So you may stand up and get
Mm.
more alert, or you may drink something real fast. But you're doing all the right things. But it's really not because you are sleepy. It's because you are lacking oxygen. They may
Yeah.
go hand in hand, but it's mainly because you are lacking oxygen. And speaking of sleepy, that's the other principle to speak of. I think we're on number 6. Are we on
Yep.
number 6?
Number 6.
Is rest, relaxation, sleep. They
Mm.
all combine. Rest, relaxation, sleep. Because it's not just about sleeping. A lot of people want to make it just about sleeping.
Yeah.
And I know this for a fact because I've been, I don't know what's the right word. I've been hammered about this a lot. Lectured about this a lot and accused of not sleeping enough. And that's probably true. Anytime a single mom is, raising children and starting a business or whatever, yeah, you don't get enough sleep. Oh, well, so what? What am I going to do about it?
Yeah. I sleep when I die, right? That whole thing. I'll rest.
Ooh, I know I've
Yeah.
learned not to say that
Yeah, I
because
know. I know.
lack of sleep does bring you to that point
It'll
earlier.
get you there closer. Yes.
Get you there faster.
Yes.
So you do have to sleep,
Uh,
some of us just require less sleep than others. Let's just put it
Yes,
this way.
I like that. Yes.
But yeah, I've heard so many people say that, and I may have been guilty of saying that at one point.
I'm guilty for a large part of my life. Yeah, I've learned not to say that, Terry. So you're right.
Yeah, but sleep is important. I agree. Rest is just as important, and relaxation. So if you can just close down everything for a spell and go into meditation time, or just go take a drive and not, okay, I'm learning to do this too because of multitasking and such. Usually I'll, if I know I'm going to be in the car for longer than 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever, I'll have a list of who I need to call. Who do I need to follow up on? Go through, call someone they're not answering. Oh, you're right on to the next person. Call them up because you're in the car. How about not calling anybody in the car?
Yeah.
How about just having some cool jazz music on in the car?
Yeah.
No news in the car. How about no music, no nothing in the car? Try that one. That one's good.
Yeah,
I do that.
Yeah.
And that's your time, your meditation time. But I mean, don't get so relaxed that you're not paying attention to the road. You know, we get home, we're like, how did I get here?
Yeah, that's a little scary, right?
The car's an automatic. But just practice shutting down. Practice shutting the world down, your business down, your kids, husband, wife, all that, shutting down the problems and relaxing your brain, and you'll be surprised how many answers come to you that way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And sleep too. That's why some people say they have these ideas and these dreams and stuff when they're sleeping, because they've finally gotten into that stage of full relaxation where your creative mind can take off. And it's good to keep a notepad and pen on your nightstand. So when you have those creative ideas and such, don't let them keep you up all night. Get up for a minute, write it down, and go back to sleep.
Yeah.
That sleep and relaxation time is so important, no matter how short it is or long it is. It's different for everybody.
Right. I'm writing down something that's kind of a request, and I'm sure those that have been following us would maybe appreciate it as well. I wrote down meditation and relaxation sessions, would you please? And what that means is, would you think about doing some sessions around meditation and relaxation? Because I'm working on a couple of myself, so I thought we could maybe collaborate and do some things, because there's so much power, Terri, in what you're talking about when we just pause and then just relax and don't do anything, don't move, don't listen, don't talk. And Norman Vincent Peale talks about doing it for 30 minutes a day as a priority in life, right? Because of the connections that you're talking about and the benefits. So I'm not going to let you get away from this after 30 days here. So I'm just kind of making my special request list.
Okay. Yeah, I'd be happy to, because some people think, and I'm guilty of this at times, when my day starts, a little later than I had anticipated, and I think, I don't have time to meditate right now. You will get more done by meditating because things come clearer, connections that you didn't think to make, and then maybe that person has the answer to a problem you've been trying to solve. A lot happens when you just really meditate and then get to action. Also, to your request there, I used to do it before the pandemic, and I'm going to definitely start it back up again, journaling retreats. Oh my gosh, to sit in a Caribbean space with the ocean, breeze. There were about 7 ladies, I think, 7 of us. We were just sitting there. Oh, it was so wonderful. And then we write what is, what we're meditating about, and then you write it out. And this is where nobody's going to see it but you. So there's no judgment. There's no holding back. Yeah, we can do some of that. I see Costa Rica. I see that.
And look, for those of you that don't have money, we can work together on getting that vision so clear in your mind that you can feel the same way sitting at home, right? The power of meditation and the vision, right? And when look at the chat, Steph saying yeah and wow, and Mary saying hi, Mary, hello, and good advice. So for those of you that are copping on, please let us, say hi. And this is it's not just Terri and I. You got a question or something, drop it in the chat. You got some thoughts or something, drop it in the chat. We appreciate you being there. So, all right, Terri, continue.
And another way that they can get to that location, whether we're in Belize or Costa Rica or wherever, is by jumping on board to your challenge and learning how to flip homes and then hey, real estate is one of the best investments to make, and then they'll be able to get to the journaling retreats that we'll do.
Oh, look at you. Thank you, my friend.
Yeah. So and I know you'll have time to talk about that in a minute. But the last of the principles that I want to mention is hydration. Hydration. And I wanted to leave that one for the end because I actually printed out something about hydration. So let's go down the list. How many, or go down the ones that we did?
Nutrition. You mean today's list?
Yeah, today's list.
I've got nutrition, meditation, breathing, and folks put it in the chat in case I missed something. Detoxification, exercise, rest, relaxation, and sleep. And then the last one is hydration. That's what I had.
Okay, great.
I'm a good student. Yeah.
You are. Get an A. You get an A+. Hopefully everybody else has that. Those 7. Okay. So hydration. I printed this out, and this is just how important water is. There are people who say, I don't like water. What? Who says what's to like about it? I know. It's tasteless, or it should be, unless you're drinking from a well from a small country town or something, or you don't have proper filtering. But water is life. Just imagine this whole, you see that globe, you see the earth, and you see how much water there is. Do you know that mankind, we were created from the dirt, right? We were created from the earth, is how God created us. So we symbolize the earth. We're made in its image. We're made the same way. So our bodies are 70% water, just like when you see that globe, 70%. Imagine if all that water dried up, like they think it's doing in Las Vegas. They think Las Vegas is the only place that is happening. Put it that way. Everybody likes to talk about, how can you live there? There's no water. We have water. Trust me. We have lakes. We have one of the largest lakes in the U.S. Man-made lakes. But it is drying up. It's drying up everywhere where there's drought, and that's what you're doing to your body, to your organs. Your organs need water. Okay, your cells. Cancer. I think I spoke about this before. Cancer is a mutated cell. It's like a sickle cell. That's where you get sickle cell from. That disease. It's sickled. It's it's not completely round. It's kind of, and what will help that to get round again is oxygen. And where do you get oxygen? H2O, water. So feed your body water. And here are some benefits that it talks about. Water moistens the tissues in the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. And when I was reading about cells and how, I think I mentioned this last time, your body produces 300 million new cells a minute.
Wow.
I mentioned that in the last program all the time, 300 million in a minute. Can you imagine that? But some areas do not do that. Those are cells that are like throughout the bloodstream. Those are the cells, but your eyes, those cells do not replenish in a lifetime. That's sad. That's like when someone goes blind, generally they stay blind. Your heart, the cells do not regenerate. So sometimes a heart attack can take a person out because there's just some areas. I thought that was very, I'll have to bring that to the audience one day when
Yeah, that'd be good.
about the cells, because it tells you which cells in 2.5 days, because of the cells rejuvenating, how what diseases can be done away with in 2 to 5 days, or 2 to 6 days, 2 weeks, a month, all that. So the eyes, so you need water even for your eyes, not just carrots, but water. Hydration, it assists the body in the regulation of temperature. So when someone's like always too cold, or they're always too hot, that's like when you're having hot flashes or whatever, you just hurry and go get some water. Just your whole system that regulates all of that. Keep it fresh, keep it operating properly with water. And it protects your organs. Talked about that. Your organs would be shriveling up just like the countries on the globe if you didn't have water. It provides lubrication to the joints. Oh my gosh. How many people have to have knee replacement surgery? How many people have, the achy joints and such? And water is like oil to the joints. So hydrate. Hydration supports the liver and the kidney by flushing away toxins. Yeah. Until you're able to eat clean, until you are able to be a vegan and such, drink a whole lot of water. Because when you eat those cookies that are calling your name, I heard you. When you
Here's my water. Here's my water.
There you go. Flush it down with water. Flush it down. Not milk, please. Not milk. I don't know who created that milk and cookies thing. The worst combination, right? All the sugar in the cookies is just like giving plaque to your bloodstream, and then the milk is just mucus building up. Oh my gosh, what a horrible combination.
Oh, you hurt my feelings, girl. You're killing me.
So if you're gonna eat cookies, drink water. That's like pizza and soda. Oh my goodness. The industry is selling you that because that is a deadly combination. Just know soda, we already know the bad. 16 teaspoons of sugar in a can of soda. But they say that when you add that with the red sauce of a pizza and the meat, you're building up to a heart attack. So eat one or the other. Do one or the other, not both. Pizza and water. Ooh, yum. Water helps relieve constipation. Okay. You don't need those over-the-counter constipation pills and the pink stuff, or does the pink stuff stop it? I don't know.
I think that stops the upset stomach. I'm trying to think of the commercial they do. Rum.
I know. I'm not even going to try and sing it, but
we'll sing it together, right?
You'll lose all your audience.
Yeah, they'll be gone in a minute. Don't let them see it.
Yeah, but water can do that. Water can take the place of just whatever. That is also why when you start eating plant-based foods, highly nutritious superfoods, it has a lot of water in it. And that's why you go to the bathroom a lot when you start eating clean. It's the water that's in that food that's flushing it all out. And we talked about the oxygen. It carries the oxygen to the cells so that the cells aren't mutated. And water helps, lastly, water helps dissolve the minerals and nutrients for use by the body. So when I forget where this study was, where they said that they, I guess like landlords or people who have like large buildings to manage, and when they have sewer issues, they'll find like tons of pills, capsules and pills that are in that sewage that they came out whole. They came out of someone. They went through, they didn't dissolve all the way. Now that's why you have to get high level supplements. Don't get the Walmart stuff. I'm sorry, do not get your supplements from Walmart. You may not even want to try Walgreens or CVS. Do not get them from Walgreens or CVS. Get them from, and I have a source for you, and I'm not just saying this because I have a source where you can get good quality supplements, but And don't even go to GNC. Oh, heavens no, don't go to GNC. Back in the day, that's all we knew.
Yes.
And we all got our supplements there, and it was supposed to be okay. Those are low grade supplements.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's places online, and like I said, I have some too. Just hit me up, DM me, and let me know. But water helps all of that. So when you're drinking enough water, then those soluble minerals and such, they'll get absorbed into the body like they should, instead of being flushed out through the feces. So that's
I'm glad you mentioned this. If I could talk about supplements, because that's really changed, where everybody got in the game. So and for those of you out there that feel like it's too expensive, I understand how that can be, but the long-term effect on investing in yourself for your health, investing in yourself for your health. I kind of like that. Right then, we're worth that, right? To do that. And Terri's being modest. She does, and we didn't bring this subject up for any other reason to educate you, but if you are serious about that and you want to get some really, into something that's going to be more effective and maybe not as affordable, but still long-term offer way more value, make sure you reach out to her in reference to that, because I know she'll do the right thing for you. And Tony Woods is saying hi, and yeah, I want to make sure, and I know I interrupted you. I'm only doing that because I want to make sure you have time to talk about before we after we leave this last session, about what you have for them and maybe what will be coming up next.
Yes.
So, but the hydration part is really the most, that's water, you have to get some filtered water, right? You can't, tap water is hard to drink, but, that's an easy, affordable way to begin.
Yeah, it's better than nothing. Tap water, I don't know, unless you live in Flint, Michigan, it's not going to kill you.
Yeah. I grew up on tap water, right? So I get it.
Yeah, I know we grew up on tap, and it's fine. And then there are some studies that show that water you buy in a bottle is not what you think it is.
Mm-hmm.
They may just be getting it from your municipality somewhere, and just you just don't know.
You don't know. You really don't.
You should have minerals in your water. You should have, I know, what is that? Reverse osmosis is great.
Mm-hmm.
There are ways to definitely filter your water, but don't filter it so much that you lose the minerals
right.
water provides. And also, they say drink a gallon of water a day. That just may be too much for some people. It's too much for me. I try to get there, and I'm going to take out the word try. Cancel. I drink water, and then I don't make it to that gallon mark, and then I feel so horrible, and I beat myself up about not getting it. So my thing is, like, instead of doing that, be proactive in drinking water, and then congratulate yourself for wherever you end up with. As long as it's just some amount of water, put, like right now here in this coffee mug that says Fourth Quarter Living. Shameless plug there.
Yeah, there you go.
Later is now with a lipstick on it. Later is now. This is water in here. I have water. I don't have coffee right now. I have water. So if it makes it feel more natural to you to just put it in a coffee cup because you're used to drinking coffee throughout the day at work or something, put water in your coffee cup.
Yeah, I like that. And I'll also add too, Terri, maybe what I've been doing over the years and it's helped is I always make sure at dinner I have a glass of water, and I'll usually drink that water, the whole glass, and then some during dinner, because I eat less by doing that, and when I'm in between that second serving and the first one, I'll have some more water. And oftentimes I don't get that second serving, and it's worked, it's worked. And I like to eat, for those of you out there like me that haven't gotten to the part of raw and the other things, that helps.
Yeah.
Not to eat as much junk.
Right. Because many people don't consider the fact that it takes almost 20 minutes for your messaging to get back to the brain to say that you're full.
Yeah.
So if you're eating so fast and you're going back for seconds and thirds, your body hasn't given you the signal yet to stop. And then already you're like, whoa, you ate way too much. Also with the water, I agree that you should drink water prior to, but here's what's very important. And I don't drink anything during meals anymore. But here's what's very, very important. If you get nothing else from today's session, get this.
I'm writing.
And again, it goes back to the hydration. That's why I wanted to cover hydration last. But you just reminded me of this when you mentioned that you drink water during your meal. Do not drink ice water, especially during your meal. Okay. Again, what we do out here in this world, in the American way, is so disruptive to our system. The restaurant brings you glasses of ice water all the time. Ice water, ice in your soda, ice, baby. You do not need all of that ice, because what is it doing? It's okay. Imagine, just imagine this picture of that ice water causing your arteries to harden along with the food, and it's causing plaque. Just like the plaque that builds up on your teeth, plaque is building up in your bloodstream. When that plaque is building up, it's restricting the amount of blood that's getting to your brain. It's causing high blood pressure. And then, like in the case of my cousin last week, it causes strokes when your brain is not getting the oxygen that it needs. The blood is carrying oxygen throughout your body. The cold water is constricting it. So when you have a constriction there and you're putting this food in there, it's not a good combination. You go to Europe and you ask for a soda or something, guess what you get?
Ice.
A warm glass of soda. And Americans are like, can you give me some ice with this? And they look at you like, oh, you horrible Americans. You Americans just don't know better. Do not put ice in your stuff if you can help it. Now, I know it's summertime. I know it's like probably 150 degrees there in Houston. And it's only 90 something here in Vegas. We're doing good.
We're cooking today.
It's 89 in Vegas. Woo!
Oh man, I'm jealous.
Yes.
You got a cold front.
Yeah, definitely cold front. But most people want to drink ice water, ice beer, ice all this stuff during the summer. And that's okay. If you drink some ice cold beer to cool off, just don't eat while you're doing that. If you get they hand you these water bottles and they're ice cold because they've kept them on ice. I'm usually like the one that will set it aside for a few minutes. Train your body to receive room temperature water, and your organs will be so much more effective. They'll be so happy for you.
Well, that's interesting. My wife.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't even have an ice tray. I don't have ice trays in my freezer at all.
I was just gonna say my wife drinks water with no ice, and I'm learning to do that. So that's interesting. I'm gonna give her a bonus. So among many bonuses. So she's just such a gift. But yeah,
she's smart.
Yeah. That's interesting. I didn't know that. So hey, listen. As we wrap up, because folks are still hanging around. Still got a few folks here, and folks will catch it later. We really appreciate everybody today, and hopefully we've delivered something that you can walk away from, out of the 7 things, man. I mean, so much good stuff in here. And Terri, I'm really going to twist your arm to kind of think about coming back, through the rest of the year on the meditation and hydration and resting, relaxation piece. But tell us, you've got something coming up on the 20th, and maybe it's something, just kind of wrap up in that space, if you will.
Yes. Okay. Yes. On August 20th, I am celebrating 10 years of being raw.
Wow.
10 years. Who would have thought? And it feels like just yesterday. Well, not
Wow.
quite yesterday. It feels like maybe just 3 years ago or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and here's the thing: you're going to, God willing, you're going to live 10 years anyway. Why not live, healthy in those 10 years? Why not feel better? Put it that way. That's a better way to say it, because when you tell someone get healthy, it means too many different things to too many people, and they can't register that. And for some people, it means that's all they hear when you say get healthy. Restriction. Oh, I can't have my Popeye's chicken. Oh, I can't have my
red beans and rice, baby. Watch out now.
There's so many beans. Beans are good. You can have all kind of beans. Lima beans, northern beans, kidney beans, lentil beans are the best. So it doesn't mean restrictions. It doesn't mean you're holding back from you're giving your body more than it could ever have before you got into this. I like to call it a more educated way of eating, and clean eating is the best way to say it. So as you're going into this space of clean eating, it's good to just know how to prepare the food. So that's what I'm going to be doing on the 20th of August. I'm going to be doing a live food demo, preparing some meals, and I'll be doing this with the help of Chef Keedy, because he can be explaining the science behind it all while I'm preparing it.
Nice.
And, we'll have some people here. If you're in the Las Vegas area and you're listening to this, if you're in Las Vegas, come on down live.
Nice.
Okay? Yeah, nice. There'll be a small fee for you because you'll get to eat all this delicious stuff. Everyone else on Zoom will just get to, join in for free and see it happening. And so that will give. We'll have some prize drawings. We'll have trivia. And it's 2 hours. So August 20th, 2 p.m. Pacific.
Okay.
So that's 5 p.m. for you guys on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And in Texas, that's 4 p.m. for you.
Yeah.
And for 2 hours, you'll get you'll get to see the stuff being made, and you just won't get to taste it unless they come for smell-o-vision and taste-o-vision on the 20th. So join in. And so Geoff has asked me to come back next Tuesday, the same time at the top of the hour instead of at the 45-minute mark. At the top of the hour, wherever you live and where you were joining in, and to just give I guess like a preview of what will be.
Yeah, just kind of what they can expect, and benefit of, and maybe pick a couple different dishes out of that that they can maybe even take away from that day.
Yeah.
To try, you
can make it while I'm making it.
Yeah. Give some information on some things that they can make. Maybe here's the full menu. Here's some simple things that maybe they can make, so that it's just like technology, man, allows us to do so many things and reach so many people. That people can get the menu ahead of time and be part of it, and experience the vegan dish and begin something new in their path. So
that'll work. The recipes will be simple ones.
Yep.
I won't send you off to get a big giant jackfruit, that big thing with all the bumps on it. That's huge. I won't, send you to the store to get one of those in order to chime in for the recipe. But you could, prepare it alongside of what I'm doing. And and one of the things I'll be giving away that day, and so you'll get a head start on this if you want to just DM me. So these are my 3 health-related books. Now, my gratitude journal, I consider that a healthy one as well. Mm-hmm. And so I guess if I want to include it, there's 4 health-related ones. This is the gratitude journal. And Get Your Raw on. First one talks about my journey to being raw. And then Fix Your Immune System. And then Fix Your Gut. And so I've combined all of these 3. I've combined these into a downloadable version.
Okay? Nice.
Into one ebook. all kinds
Nice.
of these.
Nice. Yeah.
Because they have some they don't have recipes per se in here, but the Get Your Raw one may speak of some, because as I was
Okay.
first reading about all this, it did share
Yep.
some. So by having it in a digital version, then you can just, copy paste, download what you want. Like there's a list of what to buy at the grocery store. So you can actually print it out and carry it to the grocery store with you, that kind of thing. So, I felt that it was kind of helpful to have these in digital form. And so that's
Awesome.
so that's why I'm offering them. And I know I was probably covering up sometimes you can hear what I'm saying because the speaker gets upset.
Yeah, we got you though. I mean, we can hear it, and make sure you DM her and take advantage of that, because that's and I need to get the books and read them, because I know there's a lot of information in there that I can use and benefit from. So, and then I can testify to what the messages are and more and live in color after I've read them. So, put them on my list. And
So
where do people get your books at, Terri?
these are individually, these are available on Amazon, and together as an ebook, it's available on Amazon. I just uploaded, just made it available on Amazon not too long ago, and for I think it's $7.99 for the ebook. And but again, send me your email. Just say ebook, and I'll download it to you for free.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'm gonna send an email. Can I have one too?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, man. Because it's all about
For
something
sure.
that's really important for everybody. So Terri, listen. Let me make sure here before you get away. So we've already mentioned that we'll be here next week, and then the date, and so how will people get registered for the upcoming event on the 20th? Is that something that we can start promoting now, or how do we get that to them?
As long as you're on my email list, make sure I do have your email, your most accessible email, and I will be sending that out very shortly. If not today, then tomorrow. I'll be sending out the invite for that Zoom link, and so make sure I have you on my list.
All right, man. And tell us again what that is for those that may not, for whatever reason, need to hear it again. Is it terriliggins.com? What's the easiest way to reach you?
Oh, yeah. terriliggins.com. Terri. Well, my name is spelled right there. Right there. TerriLiggins.com. And then there's various links there that'll take you to my book. If you need to chat with me, you can set up a time on my calendar through that. The Law of Raw Institute for Balanced, Healthy Living. That's what we'll be celebrating on the 20th, 10 years of this health initiative. The Law of Raw Institute for Balanced, Healthy Living. Why law? Because I have a law degree. Why raw? Because that's why I went raw. So you put them both together, and then you learn the legalities of going raw, and how, meaning the legalities in your body. Because your body is dictating that, certain things in order for the principles. The principles are a law of the universe, right? So when I said the 7 principles to optimal health, that's a law. And laws happen whether we ascribe to them or not. Gravity is a law. And if you don't believe in gravity, you can walk off the side of a building and gravity will still take place, whether you believe it or not.
I just imagine what that outcome was on that.
Right, not a good one. So the law of health is the same. It's a principle that's out there in the universe that we can do it the right way according to what our body is dictating, or we can just go off on our own, and it won't be always a pretty ending.
Yeah. Well, because of people like you, Terri, we've provided some opportunities for people to kind of look at things differently and have access to information that, is simple to do, to follow. The difficult part is making the change. But you know what? If you can do it, we can do it. Right. And we say that. So listen, thank you again for all kinds of things that you went through today to still show up here today. And you spent an extra, almost an hour here. I know it was the last session. So, we were able to hold on to you a little longer. I know you got to run now, but thank you so much for this last 30 days. I'm looking forward to the 20th and then next week. And ladies and gentlemen, please share this information, subscribe to it, and go back and listen to it again. I don't know about you, but I got a whole bunch of notes in here from what she shared and some things that we can do to change our household, change ourselves, and then change our community. So Terri, thank you so much.
You're welcome. And I think we're all, I don't know about the others, but I know I'm enjoying each week hearing about how the light bulb is going on for something that your wife was already doing and probably already told you to do. And now you're like, oh, yeah, she does do that. Oh, yes. Yeah. The Bible say, he who has a wife has a good thing. So listen to your wife.
That's it.
You don't have to wait to hear about it from someone else.
Wifey always knows, man. I'm grateful for my partner in that space, man, because she really has a lot to offer that I sometimes take for granted, and so it's always a good reminder. So fellas out there, let's man up, and honor our wives, and your wives honor your husband, honor yourselves, and then honor each other, right? That's the best. So, hey, Mary, good to see you. Tony, thanks for showing up. Steph, we appreciate that, and others that'll hear this later on. So, my friend, hang on for a second, and I'll be back to catch you. So, thank you again for all your information.
Yes. And can't wait for your challenge.
Yeah. Thank you for that. So, the challenge is something, Terri. It's house flipping made simple. The challenge link is in the chat, and really it's about new people that wanted to do. I got sick and tired of seeing people that, wanted to do it and just were afraid because they didn't have construction experience, or they didn't have, a business intellect, or they were too busy doing something else, but they always wanted to do it. And they had the means to do it, just didn't know how to do it, and like you, I want to provide a simple, clear path to that opportunity, and more importantly, for them maybe to realize that, hey, this can be a business, and then help them build that business. And it's a cool, quick 3 days. Tomorrow, 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock. I've been saying the wrong time for 3 weeks. It's 2 o'clock.
Glad we have this time.
I'm grateful for my team. They always kind of pull me through, but it's 2 o'clock Eastern time, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. House flipping made simple. The challenge should be in the link. Go to our website if you can't find it, transcendingcompanies.com. Join our Facebook group, Transcending Lives of New Real Estate Investors. And I'm going to close with this because it kind of fits into what Terri said. And think about this. Don't get to I wrote it down because it's important that I don't mess it up. Don't get to the end of your life with something left on your spirit, right? Maybe you're with a spouse or a partner that, could benefit significantly from changing their diet, and then you've been uncomfortable not knowing how to help them change, and yourself, don't carry that burden. Work together as a family to do that, right? If you're that person that wants to do the flip, there's 3 things that are going to happen in life to us all. The stop sign shows up when we want to do something different, and we either stay behind the stop sign, or we take a peek around it, and then we get maybe punched in the face and we hide again behind the stop sign and never go back, or we move forward, right? It's about the green light. Turn that red light into green lights, because here's the thing, is that something left on your spirit you can either be stuck with it and wonder, can I do it? And then see yourself never doing it and never doing it, right? Our brain is crazy. We can change how we see our life by taking different action. So I challenge you all to come back next Tuesday with Terri and I, and put it on your calendar for the 20th. Make sure you're there. Bring your friends, right? You invite them over for dinner, and they can eat chips. If they don't want to cook, they can eat whatever they want. But come hang out and learn something around. I can't wait for that opportunity. And Yeah, and then get ready for the challenge this week, you know, and don't hesitate. Share that information with everybody you know that's ever mentioned the possibility of doing the house flip. And one thing I'll tell you, and I really, Terry, I'm going to let all of us go, is that, I mean, there's with all the crazy stuff going on in the world and you know, all the things that we've been through in life, right? We all have the ability to do something different. We've all done some things different. You know, when we felt like we couldn't do it, we did it, right? And so this is what we're talking about now. So I challenge you, go back after this message. Think about all the successes you've had on things that you never thought you could get done. And apply that in this particular application of your life and healthy eating, and don't wait any longer, right? And one step at a time, baby. You know, I mean, and over time we get better. So Terry, I mean, we can say goodbye together this time. Usually I go away and come back. So, you know, thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes, thank you as usual. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week.
All right. See you, everybody. Register for the challenge. Click that link, share that link, show up tomorrow, baby. Learn something. And the 20th of August and next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Take care. We'll see everybody later. Thanks, Terry.
Bye-bye. Thank you.